They wanted me to do some jail time because this was a decorated agent, and I lied and said some shit that could have ruined his career. I lied. I said he stuck his fingers in my ass looking for some drugs and handcuffs.
No. That's a crazy lie.
I lied on an FBI agent named Daniel Torres, and I've never said this before ever. And this is documented. My homeboy and them, they had just got my homeboy and them out of West Dallas, and they was called the West Dallas Gator Boys. So they were the largest drug dealers in Dallas at the time. So they called themselves taking that post, putting it on her, and shaming me as a snitch. Well, her brother just snitched on me.
We definitely lied, bro.
Well, he hadn't snitched yet.
Lock in.
She didn't know her brother about to snitch a few months later.
Yeah.
So the Fed done got her brother. So she trying to shame me as a snitch. So World Star Hip Hop took it and says, Fort Worth man snitches on 4 Trey Gangster Crips, and it went viral. So I was feeling bad about the snitch. I'm like, I ain't never snitched on nobody. They got me trying to brand me as a snitch. So then they done their research. And within 24 to 30 some hours, they retitled it Community Activist. And then that's what gave me the mantra to play snitch on the internet. When she said Fort Worth man, in my mind, they snitches. In my mind, they snitches. Until this snitch came home, that's a killer and a gangster, and told him can't nobody whoop me. So I'm coming back to the city, and I ain't going to witness protection.
Man, 5138 main train out the business, you know what I'm saying? This is 38 main train 985. Go talk.
We got that boy Charleston White with a new interview. You heard me? Shout out 38 Main
TV, and I got a legend. I got an icon. I got one of YouTube's best person in the game right now at all time high. I don't think nobody in the game messing with him. A lot of people love him. A lot of people hate him. But who gives a f? He's still getting a check, you know what I'm saying? And if y'all ain't with this guy, what the fuck is you with? You know what I'm saying? This is what I got coming for y'all right here in Hammond, Louisiana, 985. I want y'all to stand up. And I want to give my boy a big props because he deserves to get his flowers while they're here. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. I like to give flowers while people here and can still smell them. What's the use of giving somebody a flower if you can't give them to them because they're in the ground? You heard me? So with that being said, I got the one and only king of the YouTube world, Charleston White. Come with me.
Say, what's up, dog?
What's that, baby?
Oh, what you do all that Billy go shit, man? Yeah, you man, that's no.
Ain't no nobody no editing yet. Hey man, let me put you on game. You feel me? If you see this reaction right here, cut all that cussing. You want to cut all that cussing out.
Grandma and them think this is demonic.
Especially with y'all. Come on. Man,
say listen, man, this nigga did a drop out there earlier, then switched up to a young. I don't know who interviewing me now. Y'all know who interviewing me now, big dog. Yeah, you done turned into 2 different characters on me. I'm nervous.
I gotta turn it up. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, you know, sometimes I can come to the car and just meet you and shit, so I gotta be basic.
Yeah, you will. You're very professional. You're very professional.
Yeah, then after that, you know what I'm saying?
You called me Mr. Charleston. You're very professional. Then all of a sudden the camera come on and turn into a YN. Yeah.
That's how you gotta do it. But with no further ado, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna jump off with my first question.
I'm just getting a little promotion. I'm just gonna give them a little bit, then they catch the rest later.
Yeah.
The catching come before the hang.
For sure. My first question is, where you from? Where you raised up? City, town, neighborhood? Did you attend school? And did you finish school? And did you go to college?
First and foremost, before I answer that question, let me shake your hand. I've probably done over 300 to 400 interviews. And I mean, probably more than that. You the first person who have ever asked me where I'm from, did I attend school, and what school I came from. You the first person ever have asked me that. A simple, basic question. Because nobody have really tried to capture Charleston, the individual, outside of his internet character and persona. So, nigga, yeah, you the first person ever asked me that, homie. So I was born in Fort Worth, Texas, but I grew up in Arlington, Texas. So I vaguely remember going to school in Fort Worth. So I remember going to kindergarten. I remember first grade. I remember second grade. By the time I was in third grade, we was living in a suburban area in Arlington, in kind of prominent, affluent area. So I went to school with mostly white children. I was always good in school, so I was always top of the class in school. School was always interesting and fun to me. So I was an avid reader. I was excited about learning new things. Science, history, reading, like reading in English used to be my favorite courses. So I always excelled in science. I've always excelled in reading comprehension, English, writing, in history, social studies. So I've always been intrigued with history. I didn't really go to school in elementary because I fell in a washing machine when I was 5, so I had to learn how to rewalk again. I put my eye out when I was 7, so from 7 to almost 12 years old, I had 9 eye surgeries, so I never really went to school a full year until I got into like the 7th grade. I was private taught, so I had a private tutor from probably 1st grade to 3rd grade. Then from we moved to Louisiana for a little bit. I came back, and so I've always had a private tutor because I was in and out the hospital. So I was individually and privately taught. So whenever I would go to school, I always excelled, homie, in academics, in academia. I got my GED in the boys' home because I caught a murder case at 14. So I got my GED when I was 15 years old. Never studied for it, never nothing. Passed it the first time. I was taking college courses in the boys' home at 15 years old. I got out the boys' home at 21 years old. I went to go enroll into the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville, in Fayetteville, Arkansas. I got caught with 10 pounds of weed and 2 pistols in the process of trying to go to college out there. I took it to trial and had a mistrial, and after the mistrial, I was offered 6 months in a boot camp and 5 year deferred adjudicated probation, so it won't be on my record. So I successfully completed that 5 years. I had a son after that, and then once I started having my children, I wanted to give my kids something that I never had. So I didn't know nothing about being a good father or a bad father. I just wanted to be a present father.
Right.
And in order for me to be present, they'll teach me what a good father and a bad father is. Right. My kids will, because I don't know. So in order for me to be present, homie, I can't go to jail on my children. So my only goal as a father was to be a present, loving father who wouldn't be absent. So whatever I had to do, so I was willing to be a whole ass stay in my kid's life. I was willing, to change my life, jump through whatever hoops I needed to jump through as a father, to maintain a presence in my children's life. So that became the focus of my existence once I became a dad.
Right.
And so I never been a street. I always been a nigga that, that knew people that was in the streets and could go get things if you wanted it. So I went to college. When I had my daughter, probably about 28, 29, I went to community college. And so community college became an avenue that I would use for brothers who was looking to get out of the streets, because I found a way to take between the Pell Grant, the state grants, the scholarship money that you get for writing papers, your subsidized and your unsubsidized loan. It's almost $18,000 to $20,000 that they would give you pure academic school year, but they just bust it down. So in the fall, you might get a $6,000, $7,000 check. That's after your classes are paid for. If you got some scholarship, that's gonna be another $3,000. So you're talking about $10,000 every August and January. So what I would do, rather than trying to take that money, go buy some dope, I would pay my bills up from August to December, because I got another disbursement coming in January. So I would take that money, and rather than buying books, because books is very expensive in college, I would go rent the books. I would go to the library and rent the books, homie. So so I use college as a way like use welfare. So throughout of a 5-year span of me going to college, they put right at $75,000 directly into my pocket, cash money.
Ooh.
In 5 years, put $75,000. So that's how I got here. Yeah, that's how I got here without having. So
big introduction, you heard me? Yeah. I ain't lying.
So I went to community college. Went to community college. I realized once you go to the university, those financial aid disbursement checks go from being a $6,000, $7,000 to $12,000. So I went to Charleston. I went to Texas Wesleyan. I initially started out trying to go to a HBCU, but at HBCU, they taxing, right? So they gonna take all your money. You ain't gonna get nothing in your pockets. I started out at the community college to get the money in my pockets. So then I excelled in community college, homie. So I went to Texas Western to pursue a law degree. So I was a pre-law student at Texas Western University. I dropped out at 83 credit hours before getting my bachelor's degree and applying to law school. So I had got in trouble. I had lied on the FBI agent for my homeboy. And I had got in trouble. So they had charged me one of them Martha Stewart charges in like 2008, 2009. So I'm a nigga who don't take plea bargains. I go to trial. So I went to trial and represented myself in Dallas County. And at the time, Dallas County was leading the nation in wrongful convictions. And the district attorney was Craig Watkins. How I represented myself in trial, that's how I got everybody's attention. Because I represented myself, and eventually I was found guilty. And they had a specially assigned prosecutor because I lied on a high-ranking FBI agent, a guy by the name of Daniel Torres. The judge was Judge Phil Barker. So at the end of the trial, he looked at the prosecutor and they wanted me to do some jail time because this was a decorated agent, and I lied and said some shit that could have ruined his career. So
did you lie?
Yeah, I lied. I said he stuck his fingers in my ass looking for some drugs and handcuffs.
No. That's a crazy lie.
I lied on an FBI agent named Daniel Torres, and I've never said this before ever. Now, and this is documented. My homeboy and them, they had just got my homeboy and them out of West Dallas, and they was called the West Dallas Gator Boys. So they were the largest drug dealers in Dallas at the time. So I was hurt they got my nigga. So Torres and them had picked me up one day with me about my nigga. I lied and said they stuck their fingers in my ass looking for drugs and handcuffs, and that they pulled my shirt over my head. They said, how did he get his fingers inside of you? Well, I was sagging. I had some holes in my drawers. So they got my half a line on it off. So I took it to trial.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Knowing I was lying, homie. So make a long story short, I was found guilty, and Judge Phil Barker, homie, they were so impressed. But between me and my mother got on stand. I had lied and said I wasn't in the gang, but of course I joined the gang when I was in the boys' home, right? So my mother got on the stand. My mother said, yeah, that boy was in the gang. He joined the gang when he was a boy. So I lied on the stand. So
nah, OG done did you like that, and you mad? Cause that's a gang. You know that how she taught you though.
That won the judge's heart.
It should be expected.
Your mother's honesty and dignity, nigga, gives grace in the court system.
There you go.
The black woman have always been the black man's grace when the white man catch him. Please, Master, this is just please, Master, don't say anyways. So my mother's honesty. So let me just at the end of the trial, they wanted me to go do some time to punish me for lying on his officer. So the judge said, I'm not giving him no jail time. For one, the judge was an alumni from Texas Western University. I went in there playing psychological games. I had on like a Letterman sweater that college kids wear, and I would come to court every day when I represent myself. I had my college ID to psychologically play on them as a college student. Yeah. So the judge said, I have to give him some jail time because you go to trial. They had to give you some time for going to jail, but I'm going to give you the maximum probation. He looked at my mom and he said, Mom, I like you. This was in February of 2019. Now, this might have been February of 2016, 2017, around that time. He said, Mom, I like you. I'm going to let him spend Mother's Day with you. I'm going to let him finish out his first semester at Westland. It's a great school, by the way. And he can turn himself in after Mother's Day. Then he looked at me and said, and you're going to stop smoking that weed. They said every time I come to court, I smell like weed. And I did. So he looked at the court report and said, Loopy, call up there and have the probation director come down because they're not going to put this if I don't say it. He said, I want this young man mentoring to kids about games. And so this is how I started my youth organization. Nobody have ever asked me. So this is how I started my youth organization. He said, I want this young man mentoring the kids about games. The prosecutor jumped and said, Your Honor, we don't have anything like that. He said, find something. You mean to tell me he's been involved with all these people's in here and y'all can't find with his background? He had the court reporter call up there, the director came down, and he put it in my court.
There ain't no charge of playing on there.
Rather than me picking up trash and go do so. They were so insulted by my arrogance, and They were so insulted by my arrogance.
The audacity.
Cause I kept coming in dirty for smoking weed. So they were saying, we're not gonna let you go talk to kids while you pissing dirty. Y'all will make me do community service any other time, whether I'm dirty or not. It's a court order. So when you know what you know, I know they can't buck this court order. So they were so, they're like the audacity of me. So they said, well, you find something.
There you go.
If I go find something, it's not considered registered as normal probation. Well, I went and found something on my own. So, hey, I'm in the middle of an interview. Can I call you back?
That was the phone?
They told me to find something on my own. So, I grew up in a boys' home from age 14 to 21. So I called back to the Texas Youth Commission. At the time, it was the Texas Juvenile Justice Department. And I was like, hey, man, this is Charleston White. And the first response said, man, I remember you, Charleston. Boy, you ain't in prison? That was the first response when they said that. I ain't gonna say his name. He was like, man, he said, we must didn't do our job. I thought we recommended you to go to prison. I said, yeah, I've never been to prison. I don't have no felony conviction. I'm a pre-law student at Texas Western. I was trying to see if I can come back and talk to the kid. He transferred me to somebody else. They sent me to the central office in Austin, and yeah, man, they opened me with and welcomed me with open arms. So I became the poster child for the Texas Juvenile Justice Department because I was their baby. I was a state baby. I grew up in the boys' home, grew up in the state system. So
Appreciate
when I went
that.
back to start speaking,
thank you for stopping by, man.
A lot of those old staff members were still working there. So you got to think, I had at that time.
He said, what type of pants them is? That's them city gear pants right there.
I probably had been out maybe 15 years, 20 years. So for them to see me come back, and at the time when I was there, I was considered one of the worst kids in the juvenile system, just on my behavior. So for me to come back and them see me today, they had tears in their eyes. Cause I was considered one of the ones who wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah, I got that question right along in here. My second question, was you raised up in a household with your parents, your mother and your father, or was you raised up like most of us with your grandma?
Nah, so I was raised I had a village. I was a kid who had grandmama, granddaddy, uncles, aunties. I saw my dad occasionally, but I saw my dad's family members, right? His side of the family. We had family reunions. I had my cousins over all the time. So then my granddaddy had a barber shop. I was raised with a village, homie. Even though my dad went there, it was a constant male presence. As in most families, homie, I didn't get to see all the positive men. My mama's oldest brother, my Uncle Wayne, he was a pimp. My granddaddy was a womanizer. All the dope boys and players and hustlers, all the negative elements that we hear and see in music, I seen in and around the barbershop in the early 80s. So I was a sponge. I never seen a man get up and go to work. So I was raised in a household. I never heard my mother cuss. I never seen a man come out my mother's bed. Still to this day. I've never seen a man come out my mother's bedroom until she got married. I never heard my mother moaning. I've never seen her drunk. I've never heard, it wasn't abuse. So I was a sheltered kid. You gotta think, I grew up in a hospital. My mother worked at General Motors in the early 80s, homie. She's the matriarch of our family. Yeah, her and her belief in God is what carried the family. My grandmother was on drugs. My auntie was on drugs. My mother's oldest sister, who was my other auntie, she was married to my Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe was abusive, used to beat her.
Damn, Uncle Joe.
Try to fuck the teenage girls that come over. So my mother.
Charles, man, you should have turned that in. You should have snitched on his ass. You heard me? You trying to snitch on everybody else? You should have snitched on his ass. Uncle, what you say, Uncle Wayne?
Was the upstanding woman who,
tripping.
That was the backbone of the family, that made the sacrifice for
everybody else.
So, I was raised in a home. I never lived in the hood. I don't know what it's like to live in the projects. I visited the projects, spent the night in the project, but I never lived there. We didn't go to bed with dishes in the sink. My mother worked at night. We would have to leave our homework out on the table. If we didn't do that, my mother would come in and wake us up at 2 or 3 in the morning and say, where their homework is. She go in the bathroom, see if their soap is wet. See if we bathe. She know we ain't gonna clean that tub out, so she looking for the ring. And she gonna wake us up and do that for
That's a new one, what you just said, that you gotta have the homework on the table. When she come in,
too. So my mom worked. She got off at 2 in the morning. So when we was getting out of school, my mom was going to work from that 3 to 3 from graveyard. That 3 to 3 at General Motors. So now it was mandatory, and she called it home on every break. So they can't be outside and miss the call. Once my brother started becoming of teenage years, he would leave the house. But I'm a one-eyed disabled kid, so I can't go outside and play.
Right.
So I ain't have a normal childhood, homie. I was blind most of my childhood.
So how did you get your eye put out?
Playing with a homemade slingshot. So I took a pencil and a rubber band. Now you shoot it.
Yeah.
I pulled that back, and the pencil flicked back. It hit me in the eye. Yeah. So yeah, it was. But that wasn't so that injured it. But the damage came. I went to the circus like a day later, 2 days later. And
Nah, for real, Mr. Boy. The crazy part is, boy, you see how they be trying to train these just in school? You feel me? I'm trying to go ahead and speak a little code right quick. But they down there trying to teach the just, hey, man, when you go to the crib, don't even tell your old boy and your old girl what the f be going on over here. You feel me? You got parent, jit, courtesy, privacy on, like, what the f, what? They don't even tell you what's going on with your jit no more, boy. Boy.
He ain't lying.
Be careful.
and I used to love clowns. So I used to run with my head down. I put my head down, took out running, and boom, ran into a pole. That impact caused a blood clot on my lens or cornea, and that's what. Yeah. So my eye, even after the surgeries, it used to be so much pressure build up from the injury. My head, they had to take it out so I could live without pain. Yeah.
My third question is, how many sisters and brothers do you have, starting with the oldest sister, then the oldest brother, and who got on your nerves the most? And
it was me and my brother for a long time. My sister didn't come along until I was almost 14. So my brother, he 3 years older than me. He almost 4 years older than me. My sister, she 13 years younger than me. So my sister didn't grow up with me and my brother. Me and him, I was in the boys' home, he was in prison. My brother caught a murder case when he was 17. He killed the who pulled the gun out on him at a club. Yeah, my brother hunted that down and killed him, execution style. They gave my brother 114 years for that. He did 31 years on that 114-year sentence. So, but before that, my brother was in and out of the boys' home. So my mother was the kind of mother. When my brother started getting in trouble, my mama started trying to seek counseling for him. And that's when the concept of tough love and all that started to come in, with parents dealing with rebellious kids. So the concept of tough love was foreign to me and my brother, because my mama love ain't never been tough. So here she is.
But I was basically, you heard me? The puppet masters teaching them, don't even worry about them. Just condition them, let us handle them. They'll end up in one of our systems in no time, basically. You feel me? But Charleston ain't gonna tell you that part, though.
She's getting closer in her word and God. She's learning new parenting skills about tough love. When she changed from loving, nurturing, spoiling, coddling, what the mamas do to make you weak, that's what really made us start rebelling, because now she's starting to add structure. We was used to being coddled and spoiled. So now we rebelled against mama, because we don't want to hear that tough love. Mama been saying yeah to everything. Yeah. So we were two spoiled boys that just started rebelling, homie. So he caught a murder case. My little sister was how my mama learned how to reparent again. So she took an early retirement from General Motors and got into foster care. So my mom was a foster parent for like 30-some years, homie. So my sister, me and my sister ain't never been at odds, because she my baby sister.
Yeah, so you looked out for her.
Yeah, so yeah. I've been playing daddy, brother. I'm everything positive any little girl would want to see in her big brother.
Right. You her king.
Yeah.
Before she get married and get her real king. Yeah. But my next question is, growing up, what was some of the worst situations you ever got in, and what was the biggest situation that you got in and thought that you couldn't get out?
That murder case. But growing up, I was a kid everybody said was bad, but I wasn't bad. I was ambitious. I was adventurous. I was curious. Spontaneous. Brave. So I had other, but in the black family.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. He ain't lying.
I mean, they say that's bad. I was always getting into shit. Yeah, I was always hurting myself because I was a brave heart. I jump off the building. You know, back then you can get in the car and you didn't have to have the keys and put it in reverse and they roll out into the street. Yeah. So you know, because I was always around grown folks, so I wanted to be a man, homie. I always watched men as a little boy, and I wanted to be a man. I always wanted to mimic men. So, homie, that murder case threw everybody for a loop because we're the first group of children in America. I'm one of the first children in Fort Worth, Texas, homie, to be tried and adjudicated for the crime of murder as a kid. You got to think, in 1991, it was unheard of for kids to commit murder. Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden and the Black Democratic Caucus had just started pushing the term in the narrative super predator. So we're those kids who America said, hey, we now have super predators and we need to start sending these babies to prison. So we're the first group of children in America, homie, that started committing violent crimes that changed and shift the laws in this country where children start going to prison at 14 and 15 years old. So we're a new group of kids, homie. So you talking about a nigga who at 5 years old was raised in a hospital around nurses. I've never been in no neighborhood. I've never seen I used to shoot guns in the country at family reunion. I've never seen a gang member. I've never seen a gang banger. I don't know nothing about the streets or nothing. I've been in the house watching everything on TV. I never even played outside where I've been around the corner away from my house until I was 13.
So the perception they got of you, or they paint of you, is not true. None of that's true. So you really wasn't raised in the hood. You raised like a good, respectable young man.
I've been saying that all
but
my
you
life,
was doing a little.
Never. I've been in a hospital, homie. I've been blind. That's what y'all keep forgetting. I got locked up at 14 years old. What could I have done from the small age of 14 that y'all trying to paint? If I'm telling you, I've been in a hospital from 5 to 7, from 7 to 12, I got 9 eye surgery where I'm blind. I can't even see around the house, my
Right.
That's what I be saying.
So what am I doing? So
So when he had time for all this gangster shit, come on now. Gang told you he would put it up. He been trying to tell y'all boys for the longest. Y'all just be getting confused because sometimes he get in his head when he be telling y'all the story about the little incident. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. But yeah, nah, he telling you the truth kind of right now. He ain't lying.
I don't have a full year of school until the 7th grade. So from the 7th to the 8th grade, what could I have done when I'm saying I ain't never even been out the yard around the corner?
Right. Yeah, listen.
I ain't never been out the house. I ain't never been out the house away from my mama's house when the street lights was off. At 13 or 14, I would have to run away from home to do that.
And them bitches come on early, got them when the time switch.
Listen, my nigga, I would have to run away from home to be up the street at dark time.
Exactly. He would have been in 2 places at one time for some of these stories too to line up. I'm gonna leave that there. You feel me? If you know, you know.
So now I couldn't go to the mall and my mama know I'm at the mall and don't know I'm at the mall. Who taking y'all? Who picking y'all up? What time? So I've always been accounted for unless I ran away from home. And I ran away a couple times. That was one of the times I ran away and caught a murder case. Hanging with some that can do this. Not me. And they way older than me. So this is my first time away from the house. And y'all want me to be a street. I ain't never even been out the front yard. I ain't never even been out the front yard. All my trouble is when I run away from home for one or 2 nights.
Yeah. They give it you and come back with all type of charges. You got them all type of
I'm just a brave heart.
Yeah.
Experiencing life. So I'm like the dog who finally get to run out the house. Remember where Rufus go? And Rufus been gone. Y'all be worried about Rufus. And Rufus come back with his fur up. He got ticks.
Was this a sandbox?
Man, so homie, I'm just adventurous. And I'm down and I'm a brave heart. And I'm a leader. So I can
What's your
fit in.
sign is?
I'm a Taurus, borderline Gemini.
See, you like horns too then?
Yeah, I do.
My next question.
That's why I'm the devil's son-in-law. Everybody else trying to play God, nigga. I'm trying to play the devil. That's why I holler fuck God sometimes. Nigga, everybody else trying to play God. I'm trying to play the devil. I've been knowing God all my life. They been hiding the devil from me all my life.
Yeah.
So when I come outside, I want to play devil. Because I've been here knowing God.
Yeah.
It ain't fun with Mama God. It ain't fun with Mama God. So I come out to play devil. It's way more fun playing devil.
Let me ask you this, Charleston. Fast forward to today. My first question is this. What was your first thoughts?
Told you, he think everybody playing though. He did say that though.
What was your first post that you made that went viral on the internet / YouTube that you woke up to and went viral? And how was the feeling when you woke up and see that you had to went viral?
It was a world star hip hop right before the pandemic, like 6-7 months before the pandemic. It's a popular rapper named Spud Boom. Him and Goye used to hate each other. He got a sister that tried to do media. She tried to be what I am now. And so they had just brought the live button. I had just got hip to the live button on Facebook. Nigga, I'm going live because these shot up a 93-year-old woman house on the south side of Fort Worth. I got with gang unit, went over there and fixed the woman house. So now I'm online arguing with some preachers about Black Lives Matter. Man, that Black Lives Matter. So now the gang banging done come online saying it was some Harvest Street gangster Crips. Get online talking about where you at, bitch? Well, drop the low. And I didn't know what drop the location mean. You want me to give you the address where I'm at, nigga? You want to break in somebody's house. I ain't know we're doing that to kill each other. So I'm saying, you want to meet me at the police department then, bitch ass. So I turn my camera around, I drive.
Y'all ain't heard about Charleston, but y'all better stop playing with Charleston like y'all ass ain't gonna end up in jail, boy. That boy will call the police on your ass. Boy, you ain't heard what that boy Hustle Cartel said? That boy said he is going to court every 3 months with that boy Charleston right now. And that boy showing up to court every time. Boy, what? That boy Charleston is following through, gang.
He ain't lying.
Come on, you better, man.
To the police department, wait
careful.
for the let's pull up and die today. You want to die on a Thursday? Sun shining? What kind of life you living where you all of a sudden wake up and let's die today? Not me. If I much rather die on Sunday after celebrating Friday and Saturday, get some. How you gonna beat the week? Die for the weekend? So meet me at the police station, bitch ass. And yeah, I went there and told the police, it's a online talking about he finna meet me here to die. And that went viral. So the bitch called herself taking that post. Her name called herself taking that post, putting it on her and shaming me as a snitch. Well, her brother just snitched on everybody.
We definitely lied, bro.
Well, he hadn't snitched yet.
Lock in.
She didn't know her brother about to snitch a few months later.
Yeah.
So the Fed done got her brother. So she trying to shame me as a snitch. So World Star Hip Hop took it and says, Fort Worth man snitches on 4 Trey gangster Crips, and it went viral. So I was feeling bad about the snitch. I'm like, ain't never snitched on nobody. Got me trying to brand me as a snitch. So then they done their research. And within 24 to 30-something hours, they retitled it "Community Activist," and then that's what gave me the mantra to play snitch on the internet.
Okay.
At first, it didn't feel good, but when they changed it to community activist, because when she said when she said Fort Worth man, in my mind they snitches. Mm-hmm. In my mind they snitches, until this snitch came home. That's a killer and a gangster, and told him. Can't nobody whoop me, so I'm coming back to the city, and I ain't going to witness protection, nigga. And he a real gangster and a killer, kind of like Woody. So he's still living and walking around. So that's what made me. So all this is around the same time. That's the guy who attacked me at the barbershop. Because won't nobody publicly call him a snitch, because he'll kill you. Mm-hmm. Like Thug them won't say nothing to Woody. Mm-hmm. He that kind of nigga. I'm the only that will say something to him and Woody. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying?
And they don't like that.
Community activist. I'm not a gangster. I'm not a street. I'm a nigga who take on these. I pick these out.
I got you coming.
So I thought snitches got killed until I met this nigga named Kevin Spencer. Until I met Woody. Mm-hmm. Now I know snitches don't get killed. So I've been playing snitch. Kevin Spencer gave me the courage to play snitch. Cause I shoot too now. Mm-hmm. Under the law. I fight under the law. So I'm bad too, except I'm a little badder under the law. So I pick on the that's bad that's not under the law. I don't pick on civilians. I look for the bad boys, the everybody's scared of, the Woodies and the Kelvin Spencers. I look for I look for them and I pick on them.
My next question is this. Tell me what makes Charleston White mad, what gets under Charleston White's skin, and what Charleston White can't stand, whatever situation you're a person.
A hoe who won't listen.
Talk your
Make me mad, but a hoe who won't listen. Anything else make me mad, I get away from them. See, I don't hang with don't nothing bother me.
He talking today. He talking today.
Say it again. I don't hang with don't nothing bother me. Except a hoe who won't listen.
Okay.
Cause I don't talk to people I don't care about.
Ooh, he talking poetry today.
Yeah, I don't suggest nothing.
All right, Charleston.
I don't advise nothing, and don't nothing upset me. If we don't have no ties or connection, you can't upset me. You have to assault me. Yeah, you can't say nothing to make me mad, and I don't have no connection to you.
You said that
So I ain't got no connection to you. You can't make me mad. Yeah.
Trying to play with me like I ain't finna really fucking do that every fucking time, nigga. Big Guappo, let's talk about life. Ay, I ain't talking about this, I ain't talking about that. I'm trying to get right. Ay, no, I come from the bottom, but a nigga like me trying to see new heights. Ay, I don't care if people say that shit made up. Whole time it's just hype. Y'all keep y'all stories. Remember them days they thought they could write my life. I got on my shit, I ain't playing no games. I'ma change my life. Ay, I'ma do what I want, it's my life. When they show fake love, I don't like it. Nowadays that shit advertising shit, I chase it and shit I let. Know you heard it, I got hands, but a nigga like me now, I ain't tryna future.